What's up, guys? We had a very busy day at the shop today, so I'm filming a little later than I normally do, but I just got these into the office and I'm super excited to talk about them because these three things have something in common that I don't often see other watchmakers do. Okay, so by the way, speaking of the shop, we have a big promotion. We have some really cool watches available there right now. Use the coupon code LUCKY and save yourself some money. It is 6:13 p.m. Let's get down to business. All right, so we are getting hands-on with the Folliot Scuba Knot line. Now, this is a series of watches that, again, has something in common with one another that you don't often see watchmakers do amongst their own product line. And we're going to talk about it when we go over the specs, but you can see two of them look very familiar because they are just the same watch with a different dial. So we see Folliot Scuba Knot 200, one in black, one in white. And then this is also a Scuba Knot, but it is the Scuba Knot World Diver, okay? And this one has a few different markings and a few different complications. We're going to talk about that in a moment. So, all right, the two on the side are the Scuba Knot 200s, and the one in the middle is a Scuba Knot World Diver, but they all have literally the exact same specs. It's insane. So, 41 millimeter diameter, 12.5 millimeters thick, 48 millimeter lug to lug. We're going to go ahead and put it on the wrist in a moment. We're going to talk about how it wears. This is a 20 millimeter lug with water resistance rating of 200 meters. The crystal is sapphire with some anti-reflective coating on there. The bezel is 316L stainless steel with a ceramic insert. 120 click bezel there. So one of my favorite parts about these Scuba Knots, doesn't matter which one you choose, the black dial, the white dial, or the World Diver, is this little feature. It's actually part of the stem tube here. You can see they painted it red and they call this an open crown indicator. And that's really cool because, I mean, I have actually put watches on my wrist after setting them and just all of a sudden becoming distracted and realizing I didn't thread the crown back up. You know, you mess around with watches day in and day out, you play with them enough, you're bound to make some, simple error like that. And so they've painted that part of the tube red so that you can quickly and easily see if you've accidentally left this open. I think that's a really cool, fun, and unique feature. So as we take a look at this World Diver, as the name implies, it's a GMT, okay? You can utilize this to, well, track a separate time zone, and what's interesting is this has what they call a mirror GMT hand. So you can see where the arrow is, that's your normal GMT hand, but using the mirror hand, you can actually go ahead and quickly switch from 24 hours to 12-hour time telling, just like very simply. Now, what's interesting is we're going to go put this down. Notice the red open crown indicator. You'll assume because that one is the World Diver, which is a GMT, these wouldn't be GMTs, right? Well, I guess you're right because there's no GMT hand, but what's funny is when we unthread this, exposing that open crown indicator, you can go one click here and the second hand jumps by itself. So hold on, how is that possible? Well, it's because this has the same GMT movement in it that the GMT does. So these are all powered by a premium Miyota 9000 series, specifically the 9075, so 9075. And what's great about that and impressive about that movement is that it is a true GMT. That's right, so you saw the hour hand jumping independently of the handset. So the GMT hand doesn't move independently. We can pull this out one click and you can see the hour hand is jumping independently. Of course, an office GMT or a collar GMT is a simpler GMT movement that has the GMT hand moving independently of the handset. Now, as we know, office GMTs or collar GMTs are less desirable and often less expensive than true GMTs or traveler GMTs. By the way, I'm sorry, I jammed my hand in the squat rack while I was re-racking about 500 pounds. This would not stop bleeding. I apologize. People get upset when I have like wounds on my hands on camera. But that was, I should say, the sharing of the movement was that kind of interesting thing that you really don't see many watchmakers do among various product lines, where they're using the same movement but changing the presentation. I smudged up the crystal here. Now, of course, this one does accommodate a date complication. If we get up close, you can see a date window there by the 6 o'clock. These ones have what's called a ghost date. So they are covering or obscuring any date complication. Some people hate that, knowing that there's a date complication in there. It doesn't bother me much. I do think that if I were to choose any of these, to be perfectly honest, I like the black, but I would probably choose the white dial. I really like that contrast. But honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and choose this. I love that mirror GMT hand. I love that it has a GMT hand. I love the date complication. People are gonna ask, what's the point of having this hour hand jump? Well, even if you're not tracking a second time zone, it's still pretty cool to be able to swap time zones quickly and easily. But yeah, if you're going to have the movement, probably spend a little extra and get the full complication. Now, speaking of the price on these babies, they're all relatively within each other's ballpark. So the Scuba Knots, the Scuba Knot 200s, I should say, the black dial and white dial here, selling for $5.99 on the website right now. And then this Scuba Knot World Diver is $6.99 right now. So really, $100 just gets you like way more complications. So I would just buy this one personally. We've spent some time with these watches. I've kind of given you my opinions and why I think they're cool, but let's officially go into the pros and cons. And again, they're all essentially the same watch, so we can kind of lump them all together. Pros, very reasonable dimensions. I mean, it's right above that sweet spot of 40 millimeters at 41 millimeters. So I think that's a very good size for a very diverse group of wrist sizes. I like that red warning indicator a lot. The lume is actually quite good, and you're getting a true GMT for well under $1,000. Now, the cons are that it needs drilled lugs, because not everyone's going to want this on like the elastic or on a bracelet. You just, you know, you want the option to swap easier. And then the next con, like, this is just definitely personal preference. White and black, or I should say white and black, both look good, okay? And you are getting a little bit more interest in color with this World Diver. But the issue is that I would have preferred them giving us just a full-fledged blue diver, or maybe getting a little extra pizzazz in there with a green dial. I would have liked something other than just black and white. Even though they both present quite nicely, you know, that little splash of blue here is the big game changer, and I wish they gave us maybe a full blue dial. That would have been quite nice. But all in all, you know, these showcase just how impeccable and just how impressive micro brands are able to give you so much more watch for the money than like a big box brand. And as I was saying, it's an impeccable presentation for just what you can actually get for well under $1,000. Because if this had a big box brand name, a true GMT, they're gonna ask exclusively like over $1,500. But because this is a micro brand, no one's ever heard of them, they're able to give it to us for well under $1,000. And you just can't complain about that. They feel solid, they look good, they have a bunch of functionality. I think Foliot Watches did a very good job with these. But let me know what you think, guys. I will catch you on the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.